right? I think the greatest clinicians are able to do that the quickest without having any kind of personal feelings about having to change their mind. But how do you do this, right? I would say, patients like the transparency of how difficult decision making is in medicine. I think we can teach our patients a lot about the process and journey of working with you if we identify that we actually gain information by acting, we gain information about them by practicing medicine on them, and the repeated dialogue, repeated conversations, repeated check-in, the tweaking of their plan. These are the things that help us actually be able to help them get better. Medicine isn't like a recipe where you put all the things in the bowl and the cake comes out perfectly. And patients often believe it should feel like that, right? So we've all had those like one and done patients. They come for one visit, you didn't fix 100% of their problems, and so they never came back. They were viewing your care as you baking a cake, and the cake did not do the thing. Approach it as a complex, dynamic, strategic decision-making process that's going to evolve over time, right? Then they start to view their health that way too. I really want to know from you what happens between now and then. We're going to do this, and here's the things we're looking for, and here's how we'd know if we need to change our mind, right? These kinds of phrases or sayings that you can say with patients, rather than saying like curcumin helps your arthritis, because if it doesn't, then what, right? Then they'll be upset and they'll quit, is to talk about the process on how we deal with these things over time and the evidence and information we want to collect from them over time. But the more we can name the complexity of this to patients, the better. And I would often say my bias to patients and say, like I'm pretty biased that I think that this is what you had, right? We'll use the celiac example. I was like, but this test said you don't. So I'm going to put it down for now. And try not to keep revisiting it, because I really thought that that's what we were dealing with. But let's move forward with the information we have, right? It's a very nice way of saying, I was telling myself a story about your case and I'm having a really hard time writing the ending. It really actually helps you be able to ground in the difficulty of making decisions, and also how we have to continuously update the way we feel about a patient case. I would say it out loud, right? I'm faced with a difficult thing here. Your symptoms match this condition, but your labs don't. Okay. I think you and I are just going to have to pay attention over the next couple of months. And maybe we revisit this in 6 months if we are still staring each other in the face. But maybe I need to let it go, and this isn't actually what it is, and we need to keep looking. Right? Those are like very nice, professional, and honest ways of talking about how you have to change your mind as you work with your patient ongoing.